Let me ask you something real quick. You use an AI tool probably every day at this point. Writing, thinking through problems, maybe just having a conversation that actually goes somewhere. And if you're like most people, you pay for it. $20 a month, give or take. So, who was that tool actually built for? Because here's the thing, it probably wasn't you. And I'm not saying that like there's some conspiracy. I'm saying it the same way I'd tell you water runs downhill. It's structural. It's how the money works. The product you use every day was almost certainly not designed with you as the priority. That's not a scandal, it's just a business model. But once you understand it, a lot of stuff that's been quietly bothering you starts to make a whole lot more sense. You're not the customer anymore. Let's start with the one everybody already knows, free AI. You've heard the social media version of this 100 times. If the product is free, you're the product. Your attention gets sold to advertisers. Your data gets bundled and resold, and the whole machine is built to keep you scrolling. Not to help you, to hold you. AI works the same way, just wearing different clothes. When you use a free AI tool, your conversations become training data. That's not a secret. It's right there in the terms of service, buried somewhere around paragraph 47 where they know you won't read it. Every prompt you type, every follow-up, every time you rephrase because the first answer missed the mark, all of it feeds back into the model, makes it smarter. But not smarter for you, smarter in general. Smarter in the ways that make the platform more valuable to the people actually paying real money. And who's paying real money? Enterprise clients, API subscribers, companies cutting 6- and 7-figure checks every year for access to models your conversations helped build. That's the deal. You get a free tool. They get your language, your thinking patterns, and the right to build a better product on top of everything you gave them. Now, I'm not calling that evil. It's a transaction. But most people don't think of it as a transaction because it doesn't feel like one. It just feels like you're using a tool. And that gap between how it feels and how it actually works, that's where the money lives. But here's the part that doesn't get said enough. The free tier isn't really the product. The free tier is the funnel. It exists to get enough people generating enough data to make the real product, the enterprise API, as sharp as possible. You're not the end user. You're the training set. All right, but what about the paid tier? You're handing over $20 a month. Now you're the customer, right? Not exactly. Think about who else is at the table. Your $20, multiply that by a few million individual subscribers, and yeah, it's decent revenue. But now look at the enterprise side. API access, custom deployments, integration deals with major tech companies worth billions, not millions, billions in contracted revenue. So if you're running one of these companies and you've got to choose between keeping a billion-dollar enterprise partner happy or keeping individual subscribers happy, that's not really a choice. That's arithmetic. And this right here, this explains a bunch of things you've probably noticed but couldn't quite put your finger on. Why does the AI suddenly feel different after an update? Because enterprise clients needed more predictable, more controllable, more compliant outputs. And whatever they needed got applied across the board, including to you. Why do you get a safety lecture when you ask a perfectly reasonable question? Because the platform can't risk a headline that makes some Fortune 500 compliance department nervous. Those guardrails aren't calibrated for you. They're calibrated for the most cautious client in the building. Why does the personality start to flatten? Why does it start reading like a corporate email somebody ran through legal twice? Because personality is a variable. Variables create risk, and risk makes enterprise deals harder to close. You're paying $20 a month for access to a product being shaped by the priorities of clients paying 1,000 times that. Your subscription gets you through the door. It doesn't get you anywhere near the room where decisions get made. That's not a broken system. That's the system doing exactly what it was designed to do. You're just not the one it was designed for. So what would it actually look like if an AI tool was built for you? And I mean you, not consumers, not a demographic, not a line item on a growth slide. You, the person who uses AI as a thinking partner, a creative tool, something that fits into the real texture of your day, not somebody's quarterly productivity metric. It starts with the business model. Has to. If your revenue comes from enterprise contracts, you build for enterprises. If it comes from advertising, you build for engagement. If it comes from data licensing, you build for data collection. The product always, eventually serves whoever's writing the biggest check. So if you want something that actually structurally serves individuals, then individuals have to be the only ones writing the check. Full stop. That's why Bub is subscription only. Not because we think paywalls are some noble thing, because the business model is the philosophy. When the only revenue comes from the people using the tool, every decision, every update, every feature, every guardrail answers to those people. There's no enterprise client in the background steering the ship, no ad model to protect, no API revenue that makes your $20 irrelevant. It's just you and the thing you're paying for. Now that means we're smaller. We don't have the backing of billions in enterprise revenue. We're not going to win a benchmark competition. That's a real trade-off, and I'd rather just say that than pretend it doesn't exist. But it also means something specific. When we make a product decision, the only question on the table is, does this make it better for the person using it? Not, does this satisfy a compliance audit? Not, does this reduce somebody's corporate liability? Not, does this improve the data pipeline? Just, is this better for you? That's what alignment actually looks like. Not alignment in the AI safety sense, alignment in the business sense. Your interests and our interests pulling in the same direction. No daylight between them. I'm not here to tell you every free tool is a scam or every big AI company is out to get you. That's not the point, and that's not how I move. The point is this. Next time your AI tool changes in a way you didn't ask for, next time it sounds a little more corporate, a little more cautious, a little less like the thing you actually signed up for, ask yourself who that change was really made for. Because the answer is almost never you. Bub is built on a different premise. You pay a subscription. We use it to keep the lights on and make the product better. That's the whole relationship. No enterprise clients shaping the roadmap behind the scenes. No data monetization on the back end. No billion-dollar partnerships that outweigh what you need. You're not the afterthought here. You're the whole thing. Come check it out whenever you're ready. No countdown timer, no limited offer. It'll be there.